Welcome to the Roshiwave Operation Video Manual. First thing you need to do with your Roshiwave is turn it on. The power button is in the top right corner. Hold it down for a few seconds and the system boots on. Your Roshiwave may look like either one of these. This one just does not have the bezel painted. This one does. This one is kind of cool because the blue light seeps through a lot, but there's not too many of these like this. If you got one, you're lucky. They're really cool looking. They're both the same on the inside. So here is the click wheel, up, down, left, right, and select in the middle. You navigate between sessions. Settings, you generally don't need to mess with the settings, but if you wanted to change, the only things that you really should change would be the language. And in general, there are two options. One is the play countdown, which is set to 0 by default. You can add a play countdown. I find it annoying, but you can if you want to. And then loop playing is on by default, which means when you turn on the unit, it runs until you turn it off. If you select no, it will turn off the Roshiwave session after 1 hour. The original P-Roshi device only had an on-off switch, and that was it. So there was no timer. You just had an on-off switch, and all you had was brightness control and these plus-minus phase switches, and that's all that it had. And then the jack here for a pair of glasses here and a pair of glasses there. And when it was 3D, you'd have a pair of glasses with two cables, one cable in here, one cable in there. This adjusted the brightness, and then you would toggle the phase switches, plus and minus, this one going for this one side, this one going for this jack. Left, right over here, another set of left, right. And with 3D, they were offset a little bit. And we emulate all four possibilities, so it could be both plus, both minus, this one plus, this one minus, this one minus, this one plus. In all the 3D modes and the HD modes, you've got those options built into Roshiwave, as you're about to see. So we're going to back out of the settings and get into the sessions, which is where you're going to spend most of your time. Here's the top level of the menu. You've got classic modes, 3D, HD, sequence, XD, and experimental. Chances are, if you haven't used this before, the place you want to go is classic modes. Classic modes, select it. You've got two different options because there's the plus and the minus phase switch. The default is plus. Most people never changed it and always had it on plus. So this is the classic default. And you've got all four original P-Roshi devices, the BB, the 2 Plus, and the 2 Plus Plus, which is new for Roshiwave Insight. And all you have to do is choose the one you want, hit the select button, and it starts to play. I'm going to go ahead and plug in a pair of glasses real quick so you can see. Actually, I'm going to plug in the visor because this will illustrate how the color sets work a little better. Because you'll be able to see the color. Okay, there we go. So, in the classic modes, I'm going to reset this to color set 1 real quick. Here you go. Okay, so when you're in the classic modes, or I should say, let's back out. I'll do it one more time. Classic modes. This also applies to Roshi Sequence. Only these two have, back up to the top, only these two have color sets. So I'm going to go ahead and run the BB. And now you see it's white, red, green, blue, RGB, all together it makes white. Now it's red. Now it's red and green, which turns to yellow. This is green, aqua color, blue, purple. Whoops, skipped one. Now these ones, 8, 9, and 10, is where instead of going from the left eye to the right eye, it alternates between the colors. So the same thing is happening in both eyepieces. This is because the original P-Roshi glasses had a switch that let you do this. This was this LR and IC. LR was left-right. IC would switch between the colors. So that's emulated for all these, for the classic modes. And now 8, 9, and 10, this is green-blue, alternating between green-blue. Then we get into the random colors. We're back to left-right again, and this is slowly, randomly ramping, which fading between colors. Medium and fast. We'll go to fast because otherwise it just takes too long to wait for the colors to change. But you can see, like, if you wait was white, and it will, there's a purplish color and it's changing. Then there is 14, 15, and 16 are the jumps. I'm going to go to 16 because it'll be the quickest, and it will just flip between colors. You can see that it's change there, and every so many seconds it flips to a different color. And then if you go back down, you can only do down, down, down to cycle through them. You can't go up. You just keep going down. It takes you back to 1 again, which is white. Okay. Now, back up and look at these. So if you don't know what sessions to do, you don't know how to get started, these are the original 4 devices. This is Beginnersville for sure. You can pick any of them. They're in chronological order of when they were made. The very first P. Roshi was the BB, the 1BB, the 2, the 2 Plus, and the 2 Plus Plus, which was the very, very last revision. If you don't know where to start, 2 Plus Plus is a great place to start. Any of these are in this mode. This is definitely the most chill one, but all the sessions in Roshiwave do the same thing. They do the Roshi protocol, just the protocol changed over time. So we have snapshots of all the versions of the Roshi protocol. They're all in here. All right, we're back out of here. 3D. Now 3D was the 3D glasses, and they would plug into the P Roshi, and you'd have one cable that went to one side of the glasses and one cable that went to the other side of the glasses, and you'd have all 4 channels of the P Roshi 2 or the 2 Plus, I'm sorry, the P Roshi 2 Plus or the P Roshi 2 Plus Plus, and you'd have the dual cables and 4 channels of stimulation, and they were color locked. And what I mean by color locked is, I'll go look here and you can see 3D, green, blue, red, green. You actually had a pair of glasses and it had green and blue or red and blue LEDs. There weren't any red greens, but since we're emulating, we threw that one in there because the Roshiwave cable has discrete channels for red, green, and blue. So we can actually do 3 channels, and you'll see that in a moment with the HD and the XD modes. So all the 3D emulations, not having to buy extra sets of 3D glasses. You don't have to buy different colored glasses. One pair of glasses does it all. One glasses rules them all. Okay, now, Roshiwave comes with 2 pairs of glasses. There's the visor and the standard glasses. If your eyes are closed, the experience is exactly the same. If your eyes are open, then when you look into these, it's diffusing the color and it's a Gansfeld effect. It kind of looks like you're in a giant room and the walls are lit up, like you're in a dome or something. Look up Gansfeld effect. That's what this does. And if you close your eyes, same exact experience. These are the standard glasses, and we're just going to quickly plug them in here. And normal Roshi protocol is to have your eyes closed while the session is on anyway. The Gansfeld thing is just, it was possible, so we did it. And some people like the feel of it, the visor, and some people like having their eyes open and doing it. It's an alternate version of doing Roshi, and it's different, and some people are really into it. Okay, so back here again, let's go to our menu. Back out of here. So those are the 3D modes, and the reason that we have all the phase differences, plus, minus, minus, plus, minus, minus, and of course plus, plus at the top, is because you have all the different permutations of these switches. All the 4 different ways that they could be toggled for 3D. Run this again, and by the way, this is where the brightness control is done. You can see I turn it down, it goes down, turn it up, it goes up, and there is an indicator there. You see, like, as I go down, it's moving. That's how that works. Okay, click it to stop the session, back out to the left, back out to the left, back out again, and we're back at the main menu. HD. What is HD? It's the same as the 3D sessions, but remember the 3D sessions were color locked with 2 colors. So let's jump into one of these and look. Okay, so this is, I'm going to back out and just go into 2 plus. Okay, there we go. So this is the 3D mode with the 2 plus with green and blue. The unused R, or red color, we're throwing the BB signal in it. So it's a 2 plus 3D with a BB on the red color that wasn't being used. This is a green-blue, and on the red color not used, it was the 2 signal, the Roshi 2. And here's the green version of it and the blue version of it. And it's just 2 plus, and you either have the 2 or the BB. And when we go into the Roshi 2 version of these, it's the 2 with either the BB or the 2 plus. Same kind of color coding. The one that's different is the 2 plus plus. There are only 3 of them. The most distinct way of seeing that third emulation is using the red channel. So on this we have green and blue 3D 2 plus plus, which was what the 3D glasses were, and then the unused red channel is either the BB, the 2, or the 2 Plus. These are all mashup modes. They're all here for experimentation and checking them out, but the original protocols are the classic modes and the 3D. Okay, in addition to HD, we have Roshiwave XD RGB. And what that means is that there are 3 colors, red, green, and blue, and we're throwing 1 signal on each. And they go in order. So XD01 is, the first one is BB, the second one is 2, and the third one is 2 plus plus. Red is BB, green is 2, 2 plus plus is blue. Red, green, blue, RGB. So here we have, we go to the second one, 2 plus plus is red, 2 plus is green, BB is blue, and so on. You're wondering what this MS is? There is a optional future mag stem that will be available at some point in the future. Some prototypes have been available to some people, and that plugs into this unused jack that has a headphone on it. It's a sound jack, and that mag stem, this is just telling you that the mag stems are going to be the 2 plus plus is what's coming out of this, and you've got the other 3. So your red is the 2, your green is the 2 plus plus, your blue is the 2 plus, and the mag stems are this parentheses MS, so it's 2 plus plus mag stem signal. Okay, backing out of this, we have the Roshi sequence. What this is toggling between modes. So there's sequence and then there's long, meaning that it's going to play BB, then it's going to switch to 2, then it's going to switch back to BB, and it's going to switch back to 2, and back and forth between the 2. And this has shorter blocks of switching. This one has longer blocks of switching. And you've got the BB and the 2 together, or the 2 plus and the 2 plus plus together, or the whole enchilada where it starts in BB, goes to 2, goes to 2 plus, goes to 2 plus plus, back to 2, back to 2 plus, then back to 2, then back to BB, and so on. And it goes in a cycle, stepping through them. And the reason they step that way is because of the way that the algorithms change. It's just the smoothest way to experience it. The other ways of combining them wasn't good, so we didn't put it in there. But we did put everything we could possibly think of that anybody could possibly want, because this will be the last revision. Roshiwave Insight version 3, the final version of the Roshiwave. Okay. Last but definitely not least, and certainly interesting, is the experimental folder. Okay, BB cross colors. The original first version of pre-Roshi BB had a switch on it where you could have one eye would be red, one eye would be blue. One eye would be green, one eye would be blue, and so on. These modes are replicated for those that want to experience that. This is like blue-green in one side, and green-blue in the other. All the different, ways that you could have done it with the switches in the glasses. Probably nobody will mess with it, but it's there just in case. LLRR is if you took the original P-Roshi has 2 jacks. This has got a left and a right. That's got a left and a right. Well, what if we took the left from here and the left from here and put them in a single pair of glasses on the left side and the right side? Well, this is what would happen. You'd have all these modes. And you've got them for 2, 2 plus, and 2 plus plus. If you look, we've got all the different phase switch options because you could have toggled these all the different ways. So we select it, you've got left, left, right, right. And this is in this phase mode, left, left, right, right, and so on. Okay, back out of that. I'm going to save the Ogden for last. All right, BB Dual. There was no 3D in the P-Roshi BB because the channels were not offset. But this is a what if. What if it did have offset channels like the other models? What would a 3D session be like in the BB? Well, this is the experiment, and this is how you would check it out. Like I said, though, for experimental, for those that want to check it out, it's a simulation of what if there was 3D. Okay, Roshiwave V1 HD, the version 1 of Roshiwave had had an HD mode on it, and this is that HD mode. There was a little bit of difference in the way that the offset was done, so it has some unique properties, but I always found it to be really pleasant, so I made sure that it stayed in here in this version to be preserved for history in case anybody ever wants to use it. I always liked it, so I had it put in there. Okay, the Ogden set. This is a special set of 2 modes where the 2 plus plus is controlling the lights and the magstem signal, or sound magstem, SM, is 19 to 21 hertz ramping, and this one is 38 to 40 hertz ramping. This is for use with the Ogden MagStim, which I will show you here. They were available briefly in very small numbers. It's like a community project which emulates the original Roshi MagStims, but in a headband. Really cool. They may be available in the future. If you're really interested in MagStims, contact me and I can get you some more information about it. Anyway, that's what this was developed for the Ogden MagStim protocols. If you're one of the very few people in the world that have a pair of Ogden MagStims. And like I said, maybe sometime in the future they will be available. Okay, back out of here. And I believe we've covered everything except for... Now, when you get your Roshiwave, you do get the standard glasses and you get the visor. They come with it. But there is one other optional set of glasses, and that is... Switch the cable here. These are called Roshiwave, and these are made for... Let's just go back to classic modes. Start a mode here. These are for open-eyed use, whether you're doing EEG training or reading or doing some kind of activity. I write computer code with them on sometimes. It really puts you in a total trance when you're doing it. Cool for... I know that Dr. Ebrick is using these with helping kids read and stay focused that have trouble reading. But you can do a task with it. It's a totally different Roshi experience with your eyes open and doing stuff. Really cool. The other thing that's really cool about these is they mix color really well, as you can see. Like, I'm going to flip through, and like that violet, that purple is purple, and you know the color mixing is really awesome on them. Also, there's side firing LEDs, so there are 12 red, green, blue, 12 RGB LEDs that fire to the side for the most even and diffuse light of any glasses available. They are really cool. They're optional. You don't need them. If you close your eyes, the experience is pretty much the same as using the standard glasses. This just gives you the option to look out in the world and do some activity. That's Roshiwave. So, we're going to stop the session. We will back out, and that covers all the operation of the Roshiwave. Some people will say, well, I don't know where to start. There's so many choices. Well, it's easy. Go to the classic modes, go to classic default, and run one of these. And if you're really having trouble deciding between these, hey, start with this one. It's very mellow. This is the newest one. These are the 4 originals, the BB, the 2, the 2 Plus, and the 2 Plus Plus in chronological order. This was the very final, 2 Plus Plus was the very final version of the Roshi. This is a classic Roshi device, and what happened was people would buy them, they would send them back to Chuck and have them upgraded to the next model, which is why there are a decent amount of BBs in the world, not so many 2s and not so many 2 Plus Pluses. Because anybody that had a 2, they were available for a short time, and they would have sent them in and upgraded them to a 2 Plus. And some people that had 2 Pluses upgraded them to 2 Plus Plus, and so on. If you could try to find one of these in the aftermarket for sale, chances are it's going to be a BB or a 2 Plus, because these are rare, and these are really rare also. But we have them all in Roshiwave, all in one little deck of cards sized unit. Pretty amazing. Last but not least, we're going to cover 2 small things, and they are adjusting the brightness, which is done with these 2 buttons on the side. You look closely as I click the bottom button, the glasses are getting dimmer. And this line is moving to the left to the point that they go off. And as I move it to the right, they get brighter. If you're wondering how bright should the lights be, comfortable. Your eyes are closed generally, and you want it to be comfortable. You don't want it so bright that it's irritating or that it's making your eyes water. Have it at a comfortable level. As long as there is a flickering effect through the eyelids, it works. Okay, the other part of this is charging that we want to talk about. Roshiwave comes with a wall adapter in a box that's slightly difficult to open. And you see the plug is not on it yet because there's 2 different plugs, depending on where you live. If you have outlets that use this type of plug, or probably more commonly this. And you just take this, and you can see how it's made to slide in. There you go. And this is the cable. This is the USB mini cable. You plug one end into here, you plug the other end into the charging port, plug it in the wall. Probably turn it off before you do that, and plug it in the wall, and this light will come on while it's charging. You can take this cable and you can plug this cable into any USB charger. Don't plug it in a computer. You can plug it into any charger you want. Or you can even get more cables that are USB mini, so you have more than one. You want to charge it in different places. You're never going to need to take this out because you've got an Insight and it's the final version. Should somebody accidentally, push on this with their fingernail and pop the chip out, the unit doesn't work and it says no card. You got to use your fingernail and get it back in there and you're back in business. And should you be wondering, can I plug this into something else and it will work? No. Roshiwave has a unique operating system and it has unique software and it's not compatible with other devices, even if they might use the same case and look similar in hardware. What's important about the Roshiwave is the brain inside of it, the software, the operating system, which again, it's not cross-compatible, so this chip is only good if you have a Roshiwave device. There you go. Roshiwave, the whole world of Roshi that fits in your pocket.